Hello sports fans and welcome to my new channel, My Take on Sports with Daliso. I am going to be looking forward to the tournament, the Euros 2024, and I'm giving you my predictions. I'm going to let you know what I think of some of the players in the tournament, how I think some of the teams are going to do, and some of any exciting news that comes up. So look out for my videos, subscribe, like the videos.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with Germany and Scotland, and this game is going to be taking place on Friday the 14th of June, which is literally today. And my opinions, like Germany in goal, we've got Manuel Neuer. I mean, we've seen him at a lot of tournaments. He's getting on a bit in age, but he's still experienced and great. He did okay against some of the teams in the Champions League, and a pretty decent tournament, but they didn't get where they wanted to get, and it would be nice to see how he does in this tournament. But yeah, so Germany, Scotland, I think I'm going to go with Germany to beat Scotland. I mean, they've got King Kai Havertz, who has had a great season for Arsenal, and I think he's going to take that form into the Euros 2024. And Scotland, I can think of Kieran Tierney, who's also an Arsenal player. You can tell I'm an Arsenal fan, can't you? But regardless, they've got also Andy Robertson, who plays for Liverpool, Scott McTominay, Che Adams. So they do have a few players, but I reckon they'll be limping into this tournament or limping out as well, because, they're our cousins, the English. I live in England, so the Scottish are our cousins. We want them to do well. But against Germany, I think that might be too much to ask. And I reckon they're going to limp out with a 4-1 defeat. So Germany 4, Scotland 1. Right, game 2, which will be played on Saturday, and the first game will be in Group A as well, and this is Hungary versus Switzerland. The Swiss have got a decent reputation in the Euros, and they do well. They have some interesting players. Xhaka, one of them, he's had a great season in Germany with Bayer Leverkusen. They went unbeaten. They had a good run in the Europa League as well. And yeah, great. He's one of those players who always comes through for his league team. So for Switzerland, they'll be looking at him to lead them to a great, obviously, tournament, but we'll see how it goes. And in terms of that, I reckon Switzerland have got the upper hand here. The last time they played Hungary, they beat them 5-2. I mean, but that was quite a few years ago in 2017. They haven't played them since. But I still reckon that the Swiss will be too strong. With Mbolo Akanji, who plays for Man City, he barely won the Premier League. But they did well. They always do well, Man City. And he was great every time he played. Just one of those players Pep really relies on. Yeah. I think he's going to do well. For Hungary, I can't really see a lot of players that I've heard of. There's this guy who plays for Liverpool, who's Dominic Sobowski. I don't know. I wish I'd learned how to pronounce that. But I've seen him play a few times when we played, Arsenal played Liverpool, and I've seen him a few times play for them. And yeah, hopefully he's going to show us a bit more of his form, and hopefully, we'll learn a bit more about his team. But I'm going to go for Switzerland to beat Hungary 3-1. Spain versus Croatia is going to be game 2 for Saturday. And my goodness, I think this promises to be one of those games. Croatia, very well known, with names like Luka Modric, one of the best midfielders in the world. He's going to, probably his last tournament, he's quite older. He's 37, I think, if not 38 yet. He had another insane, fantastic season with Real Madrid. One of those players you have to bring on if you want to change the game. I love him. I think he's magnificent. You can't hate him, can you? He's a technician. one of the best in the world. And the Spanish, of course, incredible. Always bringing in new talent, very skillful. And you know, they've got this Lamau from Barcelona, 16 years old. He's going to be one of the youngest players to play in the Euros for them. And I think, yeah, it's well worth seeing how he does. I did see some of the games he played for Barcelona. He was a bit on and off, but you could see the potential and definitely one to watch. Rodri, another Man City player, incredible season. Every time he plays, that midfield is impenetrable. And I absolutely am fascinated with players like that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Nacho, Carvajal, both Real Madrid, they went crazy, won the Champions League easily, I think. And it's just, they're just playing in one of the best teams, I think, in Europe. So fingers crossed. I've got a feeling Spain might do well, and I'm going to go for Spain to beat Croatia 2-1. The other game in Group B is Italy versus Albania. The last 3 times this team have met, Italy won, and this is not a slight on on Albania, but let's be real, you know, if you're coming up against Italy, a team with such pedigree in the tournament, it is really hard to see where they're going to get a result. But things change, you know, sports change. You don't know what's really going to come. But let's be serious. The chances of them getting a result are very low. Albania have got very few notable players. I've really not seen any of them, most of them play. But for Italy, you've got a multitude of players. You've got the PSG keeper, you've got Vicario, who plays for Spain, both goalkeepers waiting to go and help them out to try and win this tournament for the first time in a bit. Jorginho, who plays for Arsenal at the moment, he's renewed his contract. You've got Atalanta's Scamacca, who was incredible. They had a great run in Europe in the tournaments, and I watched a lot of him play, and it was exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. Albania, they've got Broha, who plays for Chelsea. He's the only name I could recognize, but I love a surprise, so I can't wait to see if there are any players in there who are going to really catch our eye. And yeah, you know, let me know if you know any more about Albania. I'd really like to know. But yeah, they'll really be lucky to get away with only a bruised ego. I think they're going to get a hammering. They'll definitely, I think, lose to Italy. And my prediction is that Italy are going to beat Albania by 3-0. In Group D, the first game of the day, which is on Sunday, is going to be Poland versus the Netherlands. This is on Sunday. I think this will be a pretty decent matchup, pretty even. I know. Poland, Netherlands. I think this will be our first draw of the tournament, personally. With Poland, you've got Szczesny, who used to play for Arsenal. He now plays for Juve. Kivio playing for Arsenal, doing okay. A few injuries. Don't know how well he'll do, but you know, I think a lot of players try to be fit when it comes to representing their country. So I think this is going to be, you know, a good chance to see Kivio play a good tournament. I can't wait. You've got Model plays for Brighton. You've got Zelenki for Napoli. I think I've seen him play. I'm not sure, but I'm sort of remembering his name from somewhere. And of course, Lewandowski, who's a former Bayern Munich, now playing up front for Barcelona. I mean, that's a sure thing. We know what he's all about. And he'll probably get a few goals in this tournament. But I'm not sure how far Poland will go in the tournament. In regards to the Netherlands, now, they have got quite a few decent players who play for some good teams. You've got Van Dijk, who's obviously Liverpool captain, great player. Ake, who's playing for Man City, doing a great job. Gakpo, Liverpool. Frimpong, Depay. Wow, there's some great individual players in this team. Head to head, Netherlands, I think I've got the upper hand. But yeah, I reckon I give them the edge a bit, but I think it will be a 2-2 draw. So Poland, Netherlands, I'm going for 2-2. And we'll see if I've got that right. Our second match for Sunday is going to be Slovenia versus Denmark. Now, guys, in the sweepstake at work, I got drawn Denmark. Can you believe it? I've got a feeling I'm not going to be making a penny out of this this draw, and I'm hoping all the money goes to charity regardless. But yeah, I got Denmark, and I'm going to go for Denmark to win 2-0 here. With Slovenia, I mean, it's not exactly the biggest teams in the world, you know, at the end of the day. So I think Denmark are going to be okay, and they're going to take this game and win 2-0 for no particular reason, just that, you know, it's not exactly the biggest game in the world, I don't think. But Denmark have got a few players. You've got Kasper Schmeichel, you've got Eriksen from Spurs, who's now former Spurs, currently playing for Man U. And then, yeah, you know, we'll see. Not one of my favorite matchups, but I'll see if I can watch it, because, you know. And the last game for Sunday is the big game for England. So you've got Serbia taking on the Three Lions. There's been a lot happening in the England team, hasn't there? You know, you've got a great, talented midfield, a dodgy defense, I think. I don't think the English defense is that impressive, let me be honest. But the midfield has got incredible talent. You've got Jude Bellingham who has had an incredible season with Real Madrid. You've got Saka, who's absolutely been great for the last few seasons with Arsenal. Probably 7.5 to 8 out of 10 player, but it would be great to see him have an incredible tournament, because he has got a lot of stick recently for being, you know, a bit frail and a bit, you know, a bit weak, you know, looking for opportunities in the game instead of going for it. And I am one of the people who's been critical. I think he could have been more clinical in some games, you know, in the season. But really, you know, you can't take it away. He's still a young player, and I expect him to hopefully prove me wrong and really just impress, because I think he's got all the quality in the world. The English team is pretty good, and you know, it's just one of those things. So in terms of Serbia, again, another team. Let's see if I've got anyone for Serbia that we should be looking out for. There's Ilic and Mitrovic. That's it. Those are the only two players that I know really well. But since they're playing England, I'm going to keep an eye out on more players. Let me know if there's anybody in that Serbia team I should be looking out for, because I would like to just see how they do and improve my football knowledge, because I've been a bit obsessed with the Premier League. So, of course, with back to England, Declan Rice, who has been magnificent for Arsenal again, almost won the Premier League. But, you know, Manchester City are Manchester City. You know what I mean? Who's going to say anything about it? You know, so with England, have got the best, I think, midfield in this tournament, easily. The defense, nah, man, not great. John Stones is probably the most experienced. You've got Luke Shaw in the back, who's... Alexander Trent-Arnold from Liverpool, pretty good. I love it when he's playing on that right wing, get the crosses in. But who's going to head them in? That is the problem. You've got Ollie Watkins, who I think best season of his career this year with Aston Villa. So I'm hoping he gets a chance to play. You've got Kobe Mainu, plays for Manchester United. Very surprise pick. He's the baby of the team, and I reckon Gareth Southgate is thinking about the future. This is definitely a player we are going to be thinking about the future. Phil Foden, incredible player. I mean, can't go wrong with Phil Foden. He'll score those worldies. He'll score great goals for you. Cole Palmer, a revelation for Chelsea. He's literally, if it wasn't for him, they probably would have been in 10th position. He's been incredible. And yeah, Jared Bowen for West Ham, decent, deserves a call up, because you can't just be calling the usual guys. You know, we've of course got our usual players up front who are hopefully going to score some goals. But fingers crossed. For me, I think the key for England is going to be in the midfield. You know, try to relieve the pressure from the defense. Make sure the midfield is solid. Make sure you are offensive. But in the end, I reckon England are going to win this match quite easily, and I'm going to go for England to beat Serbia 4-1. I hope. Right, so the next game I'm going to predict is going to be Romania versus Ukraine. This is a Group E match. These two teams haven't played each other actually since 2016. And it's one of those, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. There isn't much to say about it. I will see how they do. Ukraine are fighting a war somewhere. I will see how they do, you know. Ukraine, I've watched them in a few tournaments, pretty decent, always okay to watch, and there's always something there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Next game, another Group E match, Belgium versus Slovakia. Belgium, I reckon, are the stronger team and will go ahead and win this group probably. You know, imagine taking on Yuri Tillemans, KDB, that guy, Kevin De Bruyne is probably one, apart from Modric, one of the most effective, the best midfielders in the world. You know, if you can stay uninjured, you are walking, literally. You know, one of the stronger teams. Leandro Trossard had a decent season with Arsenal, a great finisher. Romelu Lukaku, come on. Jeremy Doku went into Man City, had some off games, but I think he is one of those wingers, comes in, he will run at players, and he's going to do something for you. I reckon Belgium are going to win 2-0. That's my my take on that game. The other group is Group D match, and this one is Austria versus France. France easily hands down the favorites to win these tournaments. You'll hear why in a sec. I'm going to go through some of the few names for the Austrian players. I don't know many, but I know Arnautovic. I think he played for Spurs at a time ago. Weinmann, who plays for West Ham. Lima plays for Bayern. Saboteur plays for Dortmund. I watched him a lot because Dortmund did really well in the European Cup tournaments, one of them. Now, go to the French squad. It's crazy. You've got Jules Koundé, Upamecano, Ferland Mendy, William Saliba, great for Arsenal, Kanote, Camavinga, incredible for Real Madrid. Still coming through, still learning. Still pushing. He's just starting and he's incredible already. Griezmann, veteran. Tchouameni, another incredible young player. N'Golo Kante has been called in to the squad and he's playing in Saudi. I mean, this has got to be illegal, but he's another one of the most amazing midfielders in the world. And he is part of the French squad. This should not be allowed. Up front, Olivier Giroud used to play for Arsenal. I love this guy. Incredible. He literally is one of those players who will score you a goal. He'll head in something. I loved him. I wish we hadn't sold him to Chelsea, but he went, and I still have a lot of respect for him. Apart from that, Kylian Mbappe, come on. He's just signed for Real Madrid. Everyone's in trouble. I reckon he's going to have a great tournament. Dembele, Kolo Muani, Kingsley Coman, Bakola, 18-year-old Zaire Emery. I watched him in one of the Euro tournaments and he was great. Young, raw, but fantastic. You can see the potential in this guy. I am going to go for France to win 4-0. No questions asked. It's going to be 4-0 unless they do something stupid, but they're taking this easily. Right, Group F will play on Tuesday the 18th of June. Turkey will be taking on Georgia. I'll go for Turkey to win 2-1 in this game. Georgia, I don't know much about them. I've seen Turkey play. They're pretty decent. They've got a pretty decent league. So I think they're going to take it, and I don't think they should be too worried about Georgia. The last game, The last game will be Portugal versus Czech Republic for the first round of matches for Euro 2024. Portugal, what can I say? Ronaldo FC, he's back. I didn't think he'll be back, but I reckon him and Messi, they just can't get away from football, can they? They're obsessed. They're not going anywhere. They are literally going to go to another tournament and try their luck again. And you know, maybe he's looking for a replay of Euro 2016, see if Portugal can win. I think it's a bit of a tough task for them to win the whole tournament. But, you know, you don't know what will happen. You know, Ronaldo is very ambitious. He's very hardworking. He loves his team. He loves to win even more, I reckon. And yeah, we'll see how he does. Then we'll go from there. But I am going to go for Portugal to beat the Czech Republic 3-1. So there you have it. My predictions for the first round of the Euros 2024. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know where I've gone wrong. Let me know about some of the players that you're looking forward to watching. But yeah, put all your comments. Well, leave me a comment. Let me know. I can't wait to read them. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, any of the coverage of the Euros, because I'm going to cover the Euros this time. Anyway, thank you for watching. And stay in the game with my take on sports. Ciao.
Okay, let's go.